ducks, it's Simon here. I hope everybody is doing well. It's Monday and it's not very often I get home from work on a Monday and have time to show a deck, but I really wanted to because one, I want to play with it. Two, I want to edge it, and three, I've got other decks to try and fit in this week, like the Fyodor Pavlov tarot, etc. So, if you saw the vlog video that I put up yesterday of the weekend with Sandra's visit to Nottingham, you'll have seen that she gifted me this present as a thank you for the stay, which was really lovely. And I said, you know, didn't need to do it, but how thoughtful. And the Tarot de Gulliver is a deck that I showed probably about 6 weeks ago now. The book is all in French because I had to buy this from France. The deck isn't in here because I've been using it, but it also comes with this little inner box. So I keep these separate because in my little drawers that I showed when I did decks on my desk a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago, I showed this deck then and I love it. So this is edged in pumpkin. I've just gone and bought another one from W.H. Smith's. I use the Winsor & Newton Pro markers. And this really, because there's lots of orange, as you can see, it's got these orange borders. They've got that, like this kind of aged effect. That's not my edging. And one of the reasons why I decided not to do it in black is because I didn't want people to think I was terrible at edging. But no, actually, all jokes aside, I love the orange design on the backs. And so it just made sense to match the orange. And as I said, this is pumpkin. It's just called pumpkin. If you do have a set of Winsor & Newton Pro markers, this is number 457, I believe. 467. So yeah, and this deck, I mean, I just love it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. But I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that because that's not what this video is about. And I do have a walkthrough of that on my channel. I've just made a nice big mug of coffee as well. Let's have a little sip of that before we start. So yeah, imagine my surprise when Sandra gave me this gift and it was beautifully wrapped. I opened it up. Oh, see if I can turn the direction of that incense smoke. To see that there was this deck, which is the Rune Oracle, also by Gulliver. And you can see it's the same artist, the same art style. It's 24 rune cards with a book. Now, this is produced, or published, I should say, by AGM Mueller. And this is the English edition. So you can see it's all in English on the back. And what's really fab, now these weren't shrink wrapped, but they have got, oh yes, they're shrink wrapped on the inside. So I've not opened them because I wanted to have that experience with you. There's a fantastic book here as well, all about runes and the cards. Now I've got a number of rune sets. I don't have many rune cards, but this one, you know, because I just look at the artwork, I'm so excited. And it's all in English, which is great. I'm kind of hopeful that if AGM has picked up the Rune Oracle, that they may also publish the Tarot de Gulliver, because then we'd get an English guidebook as well, which would be really cool. Now, the book that I tend to use for runes, and this is my second edition. It used to be in a soft bag. I bought it again because mine just got that used. Pages are falling out. Is this one, which is How to Read and Interpret Runes using runes for divination, protection, healing and understanding, and it's by Andy Bagot. I just find the layout, it's not a huge book, but the layout for the runes and the information you get to be just really useful. So as you can see here, we've got Rad Rune, you get interpretation, you get a little sound bite here, interpretation if it's reversed, but then you get the associations here. So the correspondences like the letter R, the rune, meaning a cartwheel, divinatory meaning the wheel of life. More associations here. So the tree is oak, the colour is bright red, the herb is mugwort, the gemstone is chrysoprase, not heard of that. And I've heard of chrysocolla, but I've not heard of that. And then a little bit about the meaning cartwheel. So, and I just love this. There's lots of other stuff in here about runes as well, but I like this layout for just giving you enough information. So this is a rune book that I've always used. It's the second version because the one, as I say, got damaged. But with this, and I've not had a look at this yet, we get the World Tree of Yggdrasil. I know a few people in the community have the deck Yggdrasil. And then here you get an introduction, cleaning and induction, and then layouts. And then you've got your 24 runes here. And then about the author and artist there. So as you can see, we've got, oh wow, picture from Iceland here. So we get an introduction, which is interesting, and a bit about how to work with a deck. So cleaning, looks like they're doing a bit of saging there. Layouts, the advice. Okay, a bit about Yggdrasil. Dialogue. So lots of information, and then you've got your cards. So a 2-page spread of the cards. These look amazing. And then you go into each card. Background, quite a lot of information about the background and interpretation, and then in reverse. So that's really cool. So it looks like it does that all the way through for the cards. So it looks like a really decent guidebook actually, and you can use this with, I mean, any runes really, but it's specifically for this deck. So I mean, it's not a thick deck because it's the 24 runes. So we'll take the cellophane off and we'll have a look at the cards. Shall I bring the camera down a little bit? I think I will. Okay, so as you can see, they're using a very similar style to the tarot, where you've got this this oval shape here. This is the Chariot card, and it looks like, again, you're getting the same style of this oval shape. You get the name of the rune at the top, and then you get your image, and the rune is here at the top of each card as well, and in the corner. So the symbol, the name of the rune, and then it's incorporated at the top of each one. The backs are different. So this is the back on the tarot, which I love. Still keeping with the orange and black theme, which I'm pleased about, because obviously buying the pumpkin, I wanted it to you know, work with this deck as a rune oracle. So I do like those backs. In terms of card size, they're a little bit different. Cardstock, a little bit thicker for the tarot, but still quite a nice cardstock, but just not as thick as the tarot deck. And then in terms of size, the oracle is wider. As you can see, it's wider here. It's better to do it back to back. Perhaps not because there's black borders. No, that doesn't work. But it's a little bit shorter as well. So you can see here, shorter, but a little bit wider. Now, I think these are crying out to be edged. It won't take me long. Let's move this camera up a bit. I'm a little bit too close now, I think. Okay, see how we get on there. It won't take me long to do these because there's only 24 cards, so I'll be back with them edged. Okay, so that didn't take long at all because there's only a few cards. That means stick hasn't even burnt down that much. So it's looking a little bit, it looks a little bit dark at the moment because it's not long been done, but that gets lighter and lighter over the next few hours, and it'll eventually look like that, as you can see here. I love the artwork. I mean, I knew I would because I love the artwork of the Tarot de Gulliver, so I knew I would love this deck as well. The book is really interesting, so it tells you how to pronounce as well, because even though, I mean, gosh, it was 2001 when I got my first ever Rune deck, which was one that was made out of hematite crystal, which I've still got and I absolutely love them. But I still struggle sometimes, you know, because there's a way to pronounce them, which sometimes is phonetically, or so for example, if we look here at Gibo, or is it Gibo or Gibo, we find that one where, if I get to it, okay, here we go. So then it tells you here, look, the phonetic sound of the rune is G. So Gibo in Old German, or Gifu in Old English, means gift, present. And so I love that the, obviously they're going to illustrate. What's the point of having illustrations out? You'll just have the rune symbol on there. But, you know, it's talking about the importance of, it's just as important to give as it is to receive, which, yeah, totally agree with that. So, yeah, the artwork is just stunning. Every time I press the record button, the sirens come back. We're just going to have to live with it because, like, now it's stopped. So I'll press record and then it'd start again. But anyway, yeah, Iwaz. I do know that Iwaz, the I is pronounced as E or F. E's are like E and I's are like E. So if we look here, it's page 106 that tells us about that particular rune. So there you go. And it gives you the history and the origin. In Anglo-Saxon denotes the yew tree. It is no longer found in the younger Futhark, which is why the rune has no name in Old Norse. The Old German term itself is one of murky origin, and it can refer to two different words, if and you. Iwaz and the Saxon Iwaz, the letter in Old English means if. So, and then you get the background here, the yew tree. And that's, the yew tree has always been associated with death, and that's why we get the death skull here. So there's loads of information in the book which is really useful, but look at this artwork. Oh, I love it. Isa. So I'll just flick through these so you can just see the artwork. Oh wow, lost his hand there. Look at this kind of wolf as well in the black shadows. So cool. Her hair making the tree, forming the tree, and there's this arrow that's piercing it. And the sun and the moon. So much detail in the images. Bird canal. Per throw. was. Oh, look. I love the horns that they've got as well. It's very pagan. So cool. Wow. Gorgeous. And what a great companion deck to have with the Tarot de Gulliver. Absolutely fab. So thank you so much, Sandra, for thinking of me and getting this deck. I can't wait to, excuse me, work with them together. So let me know your thoughts. Was you aware of this deck? Not many people were aware of the Tarot de Gulliver when I showed that on my channel as well. So yeah, let me know what you think to this deck as a rune oracle. I think it's gorgeous. I wonder if they'll bring out a normal, say normal oracle, you know, a traditional kind of oracle deck rather than associated with a rune or something, or even a Lenormand, who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, go in peace, namaste, and blessed be.